Fake Rockstar Chat Show. Been Gihareh, Gihareh, formerly known as Tangential Thoughts Chat Show. We got a podcast. Hopefully we can start working on that thing by next week, on Monday. Maybe hopefully today, hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So I'm gonna throw a couple of your son on. Chief, Gihareh, Mal, say Don. Let's get into this. So we're reading Oils by Melanie Cambridge. She has a 30-minute challenge. All paintings shown are done within 30 minutes or less. We finished or stopped off on page 25, talking about warm and cool colors. Now we're on to project, working with colors, complementary colors, showing shadows and darkness and darkening with the complementary colors instead of using black. So let's go. Working with color. Color can be either calming and moody or vibrant and lively, depending on how you use it. The exercises in this book or in this project will help you to understand color and how to use it effectively to create different moods and atmosphere in your paintings. Creating color harmony. Colors which lie alongside each other on a color wheel work in harmony when used together. To discover this for yourself, place several items of white crockery, perhaps a jug, cup, and saucer, on a table in front of you. Use a combination of cobalt blue, French ultramarine, and permanent rose with titanium white to paint them. Then try this exercise again, but this time use brighter shades: lemon yellow, Indian yellow, and cadmium red light. While the colors are different, the degree of harmony will be the same. Using harmonious colors in this way can also be very effective for portraying sunsets and when painting morning mist. Try to restrict the number of colors you use to no more than 4. Otherwise, the harmonizing effect may be lost. So you don't want to use more than 4 harmonious colors. And again, the harmonious colors are the colors that are beside each other on the color wheel. They're right next to each other. So, this is an example of harmonious colors. In this painting, I use 4 colors which appear next to each other on a color wheel to create a harmonious effect. So 4 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel create this harmonious effect. Using vibrant colors. Complementary colors, those opposite each other on the color wheel, contrast strongly when used together. To create a vibrant scene, try using 2 complementary colors. Set up a simple still life on the table and light it from one side with an angle lamp. I'll say that again. Set up a simple still life on a table and light it from one side with an angle lamp. Paint all the shadows with coryllium and all the lit areas with cadmium red light. See how they vibrate against each other whilst still describing areas of light and shade. Repeat the same process with the other two combinations of complementary colors, red and green, and yellow and purple. So two complementary colors, using one for the shadow and one for the light. The shadow areas with the coryllium, so that's the blue, and the lit areas where you got the light shining on it with cadmium red light. In this study, the same subject, I used complementary colors to create a vibrant coryllium and cobalt blue for the shadows, with Indian yellow and cadmium red for the orange highlights. So for this one right here, it says in this study, I like that, just saying the word study and subject. In this study of the same subject, I use complementary colors to create a vibrant effect, coryllium and cobalt blue. So coryllium and cobalt blue here, with Indian yellow and cadmium red light for the orange highlights. The Indian yellow and cadmium red light for the highlights here. The next chapter, tonal values. Tonal values refer to how dark or light a color is relative to the grayscale. To help you understand this principle, paint a simple tonal scale of, say, 5 tones on a strip of card, as I have done here. Use this to judge the tonal values of the colors in your subject. Close your eyes to enable you to see these more easily, and aim to trust your first judgments when you are painting. You may find it useful to give each tonal value a number, so that as you look at your subject, you can compare the tone of a particular color with the equivalent tone on the scale. I have tried to show you how this works in practice in 3 studies on this page, by painting a familiar object and then putting a spot of gray on the same tonal value alongside it. So, I'm going to take this one. Tonal value refers to how dark or light a color is relative to the grayscale. Paint a simple tonal scale of 5 tones on a strip of card. Use this just half close your eyes whenever you trust your. You give each one a number. Okay. The next part says looking for tones. The more you practice looking for tones in your subjects, the easier you will find it becomes. Start by selecting several different colored objects from your home and make simple paintings of each of them. Paint the color as accurately as you can, then half close your eyes to help you focus on the tones. Using French ultramarine, burnt sienna, and titanium white, mix a gray shade to match the color of each object and place it alongside your painting as I have done here. Assess your work to decide whether you were successful in converting each color to a gray of the same tone. Now this is the part, everything up until this page has kind of sort of thrown me off. This tonal scale, 5 shades, ranges from white to darkish gray rather than black, as this is the deepest tone used for landscapes. Okay. So I'm a little bit confused about this as far as because it's something you gotta do with the eyes and squint at it to try to figure out the tones of it, matching the tone to this grayscale. But She has a grayscale here. She has a grayscale here. And then what she did was she painted each one of these, and then she said you could assign each one of these a number and attach that grayscale next to it. So it kind of sort of makes sense just looking at it in a sense, but I'm not sure. I'm really not. This part conceptually kind of lost me right here. This part conceptually just kind of lost me. Yeah, this may be. This is definitely. I'm gonna read the next one, but I'm a little bit confused on this. Restricting the number of different tones within a painting can help you simplify what you see and so paint quicker and with more confidence. It can also be useful in creating moods. For the painting of the River Thames embankment shown below, I deliberately kept all the tones within a small range and then brought the painting to life by using one contrasting color for the light on the water and the highlights on the top of the moored boards. The tonal value of a color is affected by whether or not light falls on it. For example, a white jug may appear pure white where light catches its hot rim, but dark gray where it is in shadow. So here's the painting that she showed. Again, I just know that all of it's done within 30 minutes. This one definitely, she lost me with this. I don't understand the whole tones or tonal values. I don't understand tones. Well, hopefully we can get into creating mood and atmosphere. Hopefully we got mood and atmosphere. So, a combination of tonal range and color can be used to create different moods in your paintings. On a sunny day, you will see a wide range of tones from the lightest to the very darkest, and probably a broad selection of colors as well. In the late evening, however, not only do colors tend to be more muted, but the tonal range is also usually much less. By using a limited tonal range and also restricting the number of colors, you can create a much more atmospheric painting in which the odd touch of bright color will stand out to greater effect. Portraying depth and distance. Portraying depth and distance. Because the tonal range is much wider on a sunny day than on an overcast one, with dark shadows contrasting sharply with the bright sunlit areas, it is easy to let the strong colors take over. Before you start painting, look carefully at the scene in front of you, especially the background. Colors here will still be softer with less detail and perhaps a little more bluer than those in the foreground. You need to emphasize these differences to keep a sense of depth and distance in your painting. Here she is, the ice cream seller. All right, half-hour demo. Creating mood. Creating mood. You can use tones to create mood in your paintings by keeping colors in close harmony and using only a limited tonal range. Here, the warm orange background of the board helps to establish the feeling of a sunset, contrasting with the purples in both the clouds and the marsh. Keeping the colors close together and the tones as well. I'm not sure how to limit the tone thing. She gives a little tutorial about how to go about this cloud one. to go about this top one with the clouds. Draw in the main composition with charcoal and then paint the clouds with the flat brush using cobalt blue, burnt sienna, and titanium white. Do not add any cloud highlights at this stage. Next, put in the marsh grass. Use a fairly dark purple tone mixed with cobalt blue, permanent rose, and raw sienna. Add a little titanium to this mix to paint the distant hills beyond the boat. Oh, this is step by step. Okay. So that was step one. This is step one. Step two, mix corellium and titanium white for the sky above the clouds. Add the sunset colors using Indian yellow, permanent rose, and titanium white. For the rays of light under the lowest clouds, use the thick impasto, vertical brushstrokes of Indian yellow and titanium white. Next, paint the water with a lighter version of the marsh color, and then put it in the whole bowl using burnt sienna and French aquamarine. That was step two. Step three, put in the foreground water as a flat area of color. Switch to the round brush and paint a few darker ripples. Add some highlights in the distant background, in the distant water, using short impasto brush strokes, and a mix of Indian yellow, permanent rose, and titanium white. Finally, add the boat sail with burnt sienna and titanium white. That's step three. Techniques. All right, because that other one